Welcome to the AggroCast, the official podcast of AggroGamer.com. I am Brian Bentley, and this is episode 84. Of course, with me are David Becker and Corey Dockendorf. What's going on, guys?
What's up, buddy?
Not too much.
Once again, try to get us back on some kind of schedule, although most of this is my fault.
Yes.
It is literally 90 degrees in the room I'm in currently that I'm actually sitting in. It is friggin' hot.
Do you need me to start playing the world's smallest violin there for you?
You know, that would actually... Wait, does it actually have a breeze when you do it? Because I could really use some of that right now.
No.
Oh, well then forget it. You can just don't bother. But other than it being really, really warm here, how's it been for you guys?
Busy as hell. I've
been...
It's been hot, but I've been back to back doing things left and right, so I'm actually surprised I have time to do anything else.
Nice. Oh, and a belated happy birthday to you.
Thank you. 360 years old. I mean,
Nice.
months old. Sorry, not take out the years. 360 months. Y'all can do the math. I'm trying to take it back.
14, carry the 6.
Nothing, into nothing, carry the nothing.
Divide by 0. Oh, man. But yeah. Just a follow-up from previous podcast, David. How is your mobile game where you kill other people while you work?
Oh, the Shadow Cities?
Yes.
I got to a point where nobody could harm me, so I just kind of sat around and gave up. Because there was no point to playing a game anymore since I pretty much... It was like the one we talked about at E3. It's the I win game.
Yeah.
I push a button and I win because everybody in the area just couldn't level up fast enough.
Oh. Yeah, that's okay. That's a little bit of a bummer.
Yeah.
They didn't make it so that there could be some kind of rubber banding.
No, not at all. And the thing that sucks for everybody else is all of the creatures in the area.
Yeah, they're all leveled to you.
Yeah, they stay to my level, so nobody else can really defeat anything to level up.
Oops. Yeah. There's something they didn't think about.
Yeah, somebody who sits at work and has nothing better to do all day.
The thing is that's the thing, like, that should have been, like, the number one thing they should have thought of. Like, there's going to be someone that's going to sit there and push the button, you know? Sort of like the rat who keeps pushing the, not necessarily that you're a rat, but, you know.
Oh, you could say.
It knows that the food pellets come if they push the button, so it just sits there and pushes the button.
Yeah. It's not my fault that, I made it so that nobody else could push the button.
Right.
You broke the button, David.
So I just turned into that big fat rat sitting there. You can't have any of this. This is all mine.
And how's the game that you're creating going?
Actually going slightly well. We actually have a bit of concept art already drawn up for it.
Very nice.
And my girlfriend Chelsea and another friend of a mutual friend of mine and Corey's, Greg. He did some work on all that stuff. So.
Well, not Greg.
But Greg.
I don't know.
Yeah, Brian doesn't know Greg. Corey knows Greg.
I know. We go way back.
But he did a little bit too. So I've actually got some concept art now as well as just a design document, and it's going.
Nice. Hey, it's
going as fast as 1.5 team, 1.5 person team design group can go.
Awesome. Very nice.
Right.
Corey, how are you doing? What's going on?
Good. Missed Comic-Con, unfortunately, but
Ooh.
Yeah, trying to.
So, there's always next year's E3.
Yeah, there's always next year's E3. Yeah, but I have QuakeCon next week. And then just keeping busy, honestly. Playing games, doing the usual shtick, getting ready for Extra Life, which comes up in October, and doing the 24-hour game-a-thon. So other than that,
that
staying
comes up
busy.
in October, not next month.
October 15th, actually.
Yes.
That's like 2 months from now.
2 months from now. Whatever, just it'll get here fast enough. Don't worry. So that's pretty much it. I've been trying to stay low key.
Oh, all right. That's pretty sweet.
Oh, yeah, it's nice. It's kind of like having a vacation.
Like a vacation, except you're working.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just like a vacation, though.
Yeah.
Awesome. Fantastic. So you said you've been playing some games, Corey. Let's get into what you've been playing. Start us off. Whatever.
What am I playing? How about that? Let's start.
I was gonna say it. I'm like, wait, I just said that a second ago.
Fuck it. What am I playing currently? Well, I just finished Dungeon Siege 3, which was fantastic. Really a great game. Love the multiplayer aspect of it. Really gave me a good hack and slash to play, which I really enjoyed. I just downloaded Batman Arkham Asylum, the Game of the Year edition, off of Steam. So with their huge sale that they had, I think it's up there right now for like $7.99. So I'm really enjoying that right now. And I've hopped back into my addiction of World of Warcraft. So,
oh, boo!
The hiatus is over. Time to get back on it.
Another one bites the dust.
Yeah, well, you can't always just let it go. Addictions are hard to break.
Terrible.
So that's pretty much what I've been up to, and doing a lot of mobile gaming. But we'll discuss more of that this afternoon, evening, whatever.
Okay. All right, David.
Surprisingly, my gaming has taken a kind of a back seat recently because I haven't had anything new to play. Like I finished playing the Captain America game, and my review's up on the site.
Sorry.
Actually, surprisingly, even though I was highly doubtful, it's not that bad of a game. Even though it's a movie tie-in game, and there's a lot of parallels between the game and the movie itself.
Uh-huh.
It actually blends really well as just a superhero game and not a movie tie-in game. I mean, it's still Arkham Asylum, but it's no Iron Man 2, the movie video game.
Ooh.
Yeah, well, one that managed to make me quit playing after the first chapter.
Ouch.
I actually wanted to finish Captain America, and did for the review.
Nice.
Very nice.
And my biggest gripe about everything on it is it was short.
Wow.
Like, they could have gone a lot longer, but obviously they had to truncate it to meet the release date of the film as well.
Yeah, that's always the complaint.
Outside of that, I've actually been picking up a few of the older titles because of things that happened at Comic-Con. Like, I started playing Prototype again, and surprisingly, Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter. And I'll get into that a little bit later on why I'm playing those ones when we get into the whole Comic-Con segment of the...
Right. All right. I like it.
And you, Brian? What are you up to?
And we can touch more on this when we get to our main topic about mobile gaming, but I've actually been playing a lot of mobile games on my phone and loving the Amazon free app of the day.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yes, definitely.
So I've been playing, like, just goofy stuff, and, you play one, you're like, well, you know what, I got this for free, so it's not a big deal. And then you actually play a couple I got for free, and I'm like, yeah, this is actually kind of fun. The one that wasn't free that I've been playing the absolute crap out of is not Game Dev Story, but same company that made Game Dev Story, Grand Prix Story.
Oh, nice.
You're actually running a racing team, and it's highly addictive, at least for my type personality, because there's different things you can, you keep winning. If you win certain races, they give you bonuses, and if you build up a sponsor, then they give you stuff. So I'm like trying to figure out the proper cars to build and for the race, to actually do the racing, and then get the right sponsor so I can get the best. They give you equipment and stuff to build into your car, parts to build up your cars, and to me, this game is perfect because it does everything in a racing game that I want to do, and the one thing I don't want to do, which is drive the damn car. It doesn't let me do that. So it's everything I love about racing games, and the one thing I don't like about racing games, which is actual racing, that took that out. So once I get to the race, they go and I win or lose based on how well I built my car rather than how well I react to moving my fingers on a screen or something, or whatever. So
it could be an I win type game.
Yeah.
Eventually, you could break the button.
Trying not to break any buttons. Other than that, I've picked up Assassin's Creed 2.
Great game.
And I am loving it. Like, up too late, I'm just going to do one more mission.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just so many little things to pick up and just exploring. There's something about the game that it drops enough. It just drops enough breadcrumbs in front of you that you reach down, you pick up one, and then you're like, okay, well, hey, look at this, there's another one. Oh, there's another one, and the game is just slowly bringing you through it, and it's like you just don't mind the fact that you're spending all this time doing all this other things when I kind of leave the main story behind, and I'm just enjoying trying to find statues and feathers and whatever else I need to find. So I'm not quite that far in the game just yet, but I'm about 4 or 5 hours in. I'm really, really, really loving it.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's kind of about it. I mean, it's just really hot. Oh, I've been playing Puzzle Quest 2.
Oh.
I forgot about that. I don't know if I mentioned that or not, but because I finished the first one, and because I wanted to try to start working on some of my backlog stuff, and Puzzle Quest 2 they really did a much better job with expanding the whole universe rather than because by the end of the original Puzzle Quest it was kind of boring at the end. I just kept clicking the same things and I was invincible. I had broken the button basically.
Broke the button. Did you see just out of curiosity on Steam Legend of Faith?
No.
Oh, you may want to check that out. Indie game, seems like right up your alley. Maybe interested in it. Just saying.
All right.
And it's actually on sale right now. I think for like $8.99.
Uh-huh.
So,
down. Legend of Fate.
Fae, F-A-E.
Oh, F-A-E.
Fae.
Uh-huh.
Fae.
Yeah, it's like fairies.
Yeah. So.
All right, I wrote it down.
All right,
Let's
noted.
Look.
Noted.
Done. Just on a totally not gaming note, I've been playing with I don't know if you guys have heard of it. Turntable. Like I think it's like turntable.fm or something.
Oh,
where
yeah,
you go
yeah.
in like rooms and like play music, and some people are the DJs and some people are like just standing there and you like set up a queue, and if you get time to DJ, then they play the songs that you had picked, and pretty much I found about 90% of the songs that I've wanted to look for. I found on there, so that's a pretty fun if you guys ever have a chance. It's they have a lot of different rooms, so it's pretty cool.
Nice.
It's a neat little app.
I've been seeing it around Twitter. A lot of people have been using it. I've been half tempted. But isn't it, the thing is, in order to get into a room, don't you have to be like a Facebook friend or a friend of a friend to get into the room? Or like
no, sometimes I just pick a random room.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, I just joined a couple of random, I joined a random 80s room and, just to listen to some 80s music and stuff, so.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice. I think what I like about it is, when I'm really deep in work, I can just jump into a room and just be an observer and I don't have to worry about anything. But if I actually have some time and I have friends in, the room with me, I can jump on, we talk and, listen to music, so it's kind of neat.
Best of both worlds. Either you can be a social network master or you can be the digital flower on the wall.
There you go. Exactly. So, yeah. So I've been checking that out. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
It's pretty cool. So, moving along, I actually have a community spotlight.
What? We're prepared?
Excellent.
We're prepared.
Oh.
I just have trouble sometimes.
Prepared.
Sometimes there's not a lot of stuff out there for us to pick up on.
Yeah.
Right.
Or somebody else has already taken it.
Or something.
Touche.
But going on now is the Humble Indie Bundle 3. It's going on for the next couple of weeks. get 5 games. You pay what you want, and you actually get to choose which charities that it's going to go to. One of the big ones, of course, is Child's Play. I mean, the games that they have listed for this bundle are the Crayon Physics Deluxe, Cogs, V. I don't know actually how. Is there a pronunciation for that, or I don't. It's got like 6 V's. Anyway, Hammer Fight and Yet It Moves. So those are the 5 games in the Humble Indie Bundle 3. Like I said, it's the next 12 days. Sorry, not 2 weeks, but the next 12 days, and it's pay what you want. But remember, this is going for charity, so try to be honest with it if you guys do it. But definitely go out there, support indie gaming and charity as well.
Right on. I think the last time they had any news on it was, I think they pulled in, the bundle had been downloaded 105,000 times in 17 hours, nice. Which means that they're pulling in, more than 500K at this point for 5 games. So that's pretty impressive in my opinion.
Yeah. Right now it's up to 144,875.
Wow.
So
just keep them going. Keep downloading.
Yeah. So, and it's DRM free, no big deal. So kind of keep that in mind. So, and there's a Minecraft special Humble promo. And if you buy the bundle, you get to play Minecraft for free until August 14th. So
nice.
A little something on there as well. So support indie gaming.
A little kick down for you.
Yeah. But yeah, so we actually found something for Community Spotlight. Listeners, if you guys have anything, let me know so I can not look like a big tool every week.
Not every week. You weren't a tool this week. You were really, very well prepared this week. I'm
Woo!
just saying.
Yeah, I found it about 5 minutes before I called you.
Good call.
Hey, but you found it.
That's
but
right.
I found it. That's right. So we're just sort of moving along here. This is pretty awesome. Going on to Care, Don't Care, which is a personal favorite of mine.
Mine too.
Love it.
All right, we for those who are new, we go through 8 categories, 8 little things. We find out whether David and Corey care or don't care about these topics. We'll start with David and then go to Corey, and we'll rotate. They'll each start alternating. That's the word I'm looking for, alternating. So, David, you're up first. The 3DS price drop that was just announced yesterday, down from $250 to $170. Care, don't care?
Don't care because I've never had any interest in the 3DS, and I think you put it the right way that it's just an overpriced little gimmick right now. In your article and all that stuff, it's just an overpriced target for children that most parents are going to pay for, and most gamers like myself don't find any pleasure in the novelty of it. I had a chance to play with one, and honestly, couldn't care. I don't plan on wasting my $170 on it, especially when there's newer stuff coming out probably under a year.
Yep. Corey?
I care. I think this is a very interesting move for Nintendo. I think that they're trying to be competitive, especially with all the news with the PlayStation Vita. With as many people that bought it for the price tag that it was at, I'm interested to see if there's an actual jump or increase in purchases by dropping it by what? And I think that's
$80.
$80. That's incredible.
Yeah. It was 830,000, just about.
Yeah, had
units
sold, which isn't that many if you think about it in gaming. So I'm interested to see if we're going to see this huge spike because of the price drop. And, all the people that didn't think that it was accessible now think it's accessible. And what that's going to do to Nintendo's end-of-year numbers.
Yeah. Because they're already reporting losses.
Oh, yeah, dude. But so is PlayStation. So it's one of those things, it's going to be who comes out on top at the end and who's going to go with the cheapest hardware and the better game lineup at the end of the year.
Yeah. As far as I am, obviously I care a lot about this just because I actually bought it at the $250 price point. So to watch it go down $80, and you guys can, if you want, you can read this in my article, but I'm not really sure that, they're going to give me 20 games for free. That's great and all, but
does that really make up for how
Yeah,
much money you dropped already?
right, exactly. Now, I will say that in September they're going to have Legend of Zelda, and I'm all over that, the original, so I'll definitely be playing that, but still, we're back to it's still $80. And the software lineup really hasn't improved that much since the launch in 4 months ago.
Yeah.
It's been 4 months, and still the best game really is still Super Street Fighter 4.
Streaming Netflix. Hey,
Yeah.
Hey.
Of course, I'm never really that far from my computer or my TV where I stream Netflix from, but whatever.
Fair enough. It's a free application.
You never know. It might happen one day.
Right, one day. Might be. Somewhere.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I don't know. I don't know if the free game lineup is going to stack up for the actual price point of $80. I think it's awesome. I mean, Super Mario Brothers, Donkey Kong Jr., Balloon Fight. I mean, those are all great and all, but yeah, Legend of Zelda the original, that's amazing. But $80 worth?
Yeah.
Well, it depends. If each one of those is $5 a piece, you never know. You might have one that's out of that list that's more than that. Doubtful.
Yeah. Really? I don't think I would ever pay more than $5 for Super Mario Brothers.
Well, that's what it is on the Wii. It's $5, and I didn't buy it on the Wii, so
at least you get it for free. It's very, very reminiscent of PlayStation's Welcome Back program. Hey, sorry, sorry we had this big mistake and charged you guys all this money. Here's a bunch of free stuff, and hopefully you'll all come back and get back on the bandwagon. So right. I think that's kind of what's going on right here. Is Nintendo's like, hey, we'd like to increase our player base, so here's some free stuff, and thank you for everybody that was there.
The difference there, though, is Sony gave out free content for pretty much making people lose their free network
service
for a while.
Right.
Whereas with the 3DS, they're screwing people like Brian out of $80.
Yeah.
And trying to make him feel better about it by going, here's a bunch of free games.
Yep.
Never mind that we already snagged $80 from you for these free games, these quote free games.
I told you. Right. Should have waited till Christmas. Just saying.
Yeah. Well, I will say though, it was pretty awesome to be at E3 and getting all those street passes and just having to go through and clear them out just because I was getting so many at one shot. So I don't regret necessarily paying $250 for it, but I kind of thought that the software would have started catching up, considering I haven't bought another game since I bought the first one. That's 4 months, and I've only bought one new game for this thing.
Well, now in a month or 2 months, you're going to have 10 free ones, so you're good to go.
That's true, absolutely. Which means I still won't be buying software for
right.
Mm-hmm. Great, that's perfect. Okay, so Corey, you are starting us off on the next one, and this is the first time we're actually going to have. I have kind of a bit of a follow-up for our first one.
I'm not going to go first on this one.
Yeah. So, care don't care, the effect of the price drop of the 3DS on the PS Vita, go.
The effect of the 3DS on the Vita? Nothing. I don't think it's going to touch the Vita, honestly. I don't think anybody's going to care. I think that the hardware first off, I don't care. I don't think that people are going to want the 3DS over the Vita. I mean, you're going to want the 3DS has been out for almost a year now. The Vita is the new hotness. I mean, and what are we going to give you a price point? We're looking at $249 to $299 for a PlayStation Vita, just theoretically, obviously.
Yeah, that's what they announced at E3. Yeah.
So, I mean, that could change, obviously.
Of course.
Minute. But I mean, that's what we're theoretically thinking. And the way the gamers work, you want the newest and best, and you're not going to go pay $169 for an old system that you can. I mean,
4 months.
It's 4 months. Yeah, there's a lot that could change there, and I really think it's going to be based off of Nintendo's lineup at the end of the year. They really need to have some sort of, ass-kicking games that people are going to really care about and go, you know what, I will spend the $169 because I need to have Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time in 3D, or Mario Kart 7, or Kid Icarus Uprising. Those have to be, blow it out of the park. And what we saw at E3, yeah, it looked cool. But whether it's going to carry them through the holiday season, I don't think so. And with Vita, I think just Vita, it's a PlayStation product, and they've always done really well with their portable systems. So we'll see what happens.
And David?
Care or don't care about the effect on the... I don't think it's going to affect... I don't really care. I don't think it's going to affect anything. I agree with Corey. It's, plain and simple. The Vita is going to come out with a bunch of new technology. It's going to be the whole new system. And, it's going to be a little more pricey. But it's got a ton more features that the 3DS has. And it's going to have the software lineup from the start.
Yep.
Because you're going to be able to access pretty much anything that's already on the PSN right now. So right there, you've got all that. You're going to have all the Google apps you'll be able to run on it because it's running a Google OS. So honestly, I think all it's going to do is... I think this is probably just going to be their last-ditch effort to try to sell as many 3DSs before the PS Vita comes out, and then the Wii U next year.
Wii U!
Essentially trying to clear the show.
Get rid of the overstock?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And make whatever money they can before getting completely screwed out. Just my thought.
I'm actually going to go with care, but only from the fact that...
You have a 3DS?
Well, no. Well, no, I mean, I care from... Something you had said right before David started, Corey, was that, that it may change. It may not be 250 and 300, the 300 being for the 3G version. Mm-hmm. But and you really think about it, now that they've made this move and moved the 3DS down to 170, it almost locks in the Vita at 250. I don't see how they can raise it now. So from that, I care in that basically Sony's going to have to make the 250 price point work.
And I'm sure they will.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I've read a few articles, that maybe the hardware is they may have to start taking some of the things out of the hardware.
Oh, the memory cut. I heard about that.
To meet that $250 price point. And now they're basically going to be locked into it because they don't have... There's no way they can come out now and say, oh yeah, by the way, we were just kidding before, it's $300 and $350.
Right, yes.
Now it's almost double the 3DS.
Yeah, so it's gonna push that cost down for PlayStation. They're really gonna have to come in and lowball it if they want to get in and force people to buy it. I mean, it's much easier to say, hey, for an extra $80 you can get Vita, or for the 3G you can get for another $130. But yeah, I think that's gonna. But if you try to go to them and say, oh yeah, by the way, it's double. Yeah.
Then people are gonna start balking at that.
They're gonna be like, well, I'll just buy the cheaper machine. So.
Yeah. All right, David, you're back up first,
all right.
And I don't know if either of you have noticed this, but she's particularly proud of it. There is a fan page on Facebook for Rachel Moore's boobs.
I'm sorry.
Do you care or not care?
Hold on.
Hold on. Let me mull this over in my head here, and let me make sure you said that correctly. There is a fan page for her boobs.
Yeah, and she is flattered by that.
You know what? I care and I don't care. I don't care because there's some fucking poor ass, never seen a boob in his life teenager sitting in his bedroom making this fan page and stalking her on the internet, collecting all these boob shots to make a Facebook page for her. Way to go. He spent time doing great. Unless this is her doing a publicity stunt, which is where, the other side comes in. She gets too much publicity just because she has tits. She gets all this shit handed to her. She does absolutely no work, knows very little about all of the stuff she talks about, and plays the dumb blonde off so much that I would not put it past her that she made this up herself just to get further publicity to help her, quote-unquote journalistic career or whatever the hell she wants to call it. I pardon my French, but I honestly think that she's one of the few people that's been faking it for too long, and it needs to come out into the open and to the light to, show everybody she's been faking the whole. I'm not saying she's not a gamer, but she's not in it for the same reasons that we're in it. If you want me to extrapolate on that, I'll be more than willing to do it on whatever medium anybody wants. I'll leave it there.
No, that's quite all right. Whoa, you all right there?
Yeah,
Are you dying on me?
I just did that whole ramble upon thing. My throat's dry.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I don't know if Corey's ready yet, but I'm just going to say that I only care from the fact that by her encouraging this sort of behavior, like, it just, to me, all it does is it takes, what guys like guys now and gamers in general, and I don't want to say brings them down, but
it further divides the difference between guy gamers and girl gamers instead of just making it gamers in general, which is one of the things I pushed for the longest time, which is another reason why I dislike the frag dolls and everything that specifically goes girl gamer, guy gamer. We're all fucking gamers. Again, pardon my French.
Oh, here, hold on. I think. Sorry, Corey. Here it is. I have it now. I didn't realize I needed to give you a link because you obviously need to see.
He needs to see what he's going to talk about.
Yeah, or something, whatever.
I don't know.
This is retarded. No, seriously, this is. I mean, this is a fan page. This is us extrapolating women in the worst possible way and associating with gamers. This is horrible.
Exactly.
So what are we waiting for next? Alicia Day's booby page? Is that what we're waiting for next? When are we going to start, moving up?
Can I make a David's crotch shot page or something like that? I've got
that would be awesome.
I'd like that.
I'm sure you would.
I'm going to make that fan page right now.
Well, I just say that's literally what that is that's like, you're just taking a girl gamer and exonerating her on Facebook is what you're doing. And it could be possible, like David says, it could be something that she's doing as a publicity stunt. But that's horrible. That's something we're trying to get away from, and we've been working hard as gamers to get away from. And you have people like Nerdy Bird on Twitter always talking about the way that we're treating women versus men in the gaming universe, and then you have these type of Facebook pages that just take us like 3 steps back, really.
Yep. It
just says, hey, you know what, you have these guys sitting around that are just really losers and have nothing better to do than look at porn or have naked chicks on the computer. That's what we're doing. We're just walking backwards at that point. So that's stupid. I think that's bad move, and I would be embarrassed for Rachel to have that associated with her. Honestly, it's just bad press.
No, she's a big fan.
Oh, good for her. Great.
Yeah. So, continuing on that sort of path, Corey, you're up. The Battlefield 3 LAN party that's banning women from joining. It's a clan that is having a LAN party to celebrate the launch of Battlefield 3, and women are not allowed to be there.
So what I don't understand. Okay, so I care about this. So why? Why ban girls? And my biggest problem is, where it's at, right? It's where I live. It's in Texas. So of course,
Of course, you're the one running it. So
yeah, so I'm rolling it. So if y'all need press passes, y'all just let me know and I will get you hooked up. No, I don't understand why there has to be so much sexism in video games. Why are we kicking girls? When did this become a boys only club? How long has that been? I thought we were beyond that. I understand. haters gonna hate, dude. That's gonna happen. But don't be like, yeah, I don't want no girls playing games because girls can't play games. That's just getting stupid. That's you're making no sense. Again, we go back to you're taking 3 steps back. You're now making us a misogynistic male gamers. That's it. That's what it is. We're a bunch of 13-year-old boys again. You know, I don't like girls because they're icky, so they can't come play Battlefield 3. Really? Let's kind of grow up at this point. Move on. Suck it up. Let the girls play Battlefield 3 Earth. And if you're scared that you're going to get beat by a girl, maybe you suck.
Yeah.
Suck less.
Yeah, suck less.
Suck less. You know? Maybe because you're not playing against girls. You don't know how they play. You're getting your ass handed to you. It happens. But I don't... It's not a distraction. If you're being distracted by a girl, you obviously have other priorities or you need a girlfriend. So... It's retarded. It's absolutely rejected. I don't agree with it. I don't think anybody should go that feels strongly about equality in gaming. I really don't. I won't go. Screw you guys.
And David?
Sorry, say that again. The people banning girls from playing their game.
Right. No, well, no. They're throwing a big. They're throwing a big party, and they're not letting women join. Like, they're not letting women come.
So, is this like one of those, was it a Proposition 8 type of parties, or? I mean, I can understand that. If it's like a guys only because it's a bunch of guys you only want to hang out with a bunch of sweaty guys, by all means, go do what the hell you're going to do. But when you're bringing it down to the whole, we're not letting them come because they're female gamers, that comes back to the whole thing of we're all friggin' gamers. Yeah. Doesn't matter what you have in between your legs. I say that because, I've met some guys who've also got some nice set of tits as well. So it doesn't come down to what's dangling in between or what's not dangling or whatever. It all comes down to it's one hobby. We all have it. We all play it. We all enjoy it. Why be exclusive unless it's something, obviously you wouldn't want to invite women to an all-guy singles mixer where you're supposed to be going to meet other guys to go do what you're going to go do.
Yeah.
That I can understand, but if it's just a bunch of guys who are worried that some girl's going to come in and make them all look like pussies, then you already look like pussies to me because that means you already know you're not good enough to beat a girl, and you don't want that to publicly happen. So
they what they're claiming is that they don't want people to feel uncomfortable.
With what? Honestly, what are you uncomfortable with? Are you uncomfortable with girls? Dude, really?
Well, I guess it also depends. If you got a girl in there who's specifically using their boobs to distract everybody, okay, I get that. That'd make me uncomfortable too. If I'm sitting there trying to enjoy a game of, Call of Duty and some girl's walking over flopping her tits over the monitor trying to distract me, yeah, I'd be upset too. But I'd be the same upset. I'd be a little more upset probably in this scenario if a guy came over and flopped his dong over the monitor. But it'd be the same kind of distraction.
I'd punch him in the junk. I'm sorry.
but we're not talking about they're there to flirt or do whatever. These women would just be there to play the game.
Yeah.
So. I guess for me, I'm going to definitely, I mean, obviously it's care, but what bothers me, I think, the most is basically what they're saying is that we all want to be, everybody who's coming to this wants to be a 13-year-old douchebag who's, going to be yelling, you're a pussy or you're a faggot or, any type of sexist, racist, that's basically what it's saying. It's saying, hey, we're going to do a bunch of stuff that's, uncalled for and unnecessary in any type of situation. But we don't want to make other people feel uncomfortable while we be complete douchebags, so we're just not going to let you join us.
Yeah, we're just going to be douchebags by not letting you be part of our group.
We don't need to act like, those same, basically the kind of useless people we don't need in our society
are going to this LAN party.
Yeah, and they're organizing this to, exclude other people. Like, it's just so unnecessary, and these are the kind of things, again, we need to get past so that we can be accepted as, a group of hobbyists who do the same, do things together and enjoy, gaming.
Rejected. Just stupid. Just... Ooh, that just gets my motor running. I just... Ooh.
All right, so let's go into something a little less inflammatory. A little less inflammatory.
It's like hemorrhoids, Jesus.
Hey.
Well, although, just to throw out there, by the way, you can become a fan of Hades' crotch. There's now a Facebook page for it.
And we'll be tweeting that out for everybody.
Very
nice.
Nice.
Get some pictures up there.
Yeah, I got
I'm uploading the profile pic as we speak.
Okay.
All right.
Feel free to like it as much as you want.
We'll put that link in the show notes.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So, David, we're starting with you. Care, don't care, Sonic the Hedgehog.
I care. Sonic the Hedgehog, to me, is one of the first gaming characters I actually, remember playing around with and all that stuff on the Sega and everything. He's an icon just as much as Mario is, just as much as Rayman is to me. So I care about Sonic. Sonic to me is part of gaming. Just like how, whatever sports figure is part of whatever sport you're, interested in. That's how Sonic is.
Excellent analogy.
Yeah. I don't know. Name one of them and you could just use them to...
Wayne Gretzky.
Wayne Gretzky, yeah. Wayne Gretzky is the hockey, Sonic is the video games.
It's amazing that we went there, that we have the great Wayne Gretzky is in comparison with Sonic the Hedgehog from Sega.
Well, they both have poofy hair.
So who would Mario be in comparison to, honestly?
Mario Lemieux.
Really? Lemieux? We're going to continue with the hockey references? Really? So I guess that would make Link like the David Beckham of video games at this point. Good.
Don't make soccer references on this show.
Football. It's not soccer. It's football. Football.
Where's the end call button for Corey? I'm just gonna push the and it's gone. Right. What were we talking about?
If you
Corey, Sonic, go.
No. I guess I care. I'll say I care because, like David said, he's an icon. He's someone who's been around forever. When you think Sega, you think Sonic. You think Genesis, you think Sonic. And, I mean, with the melding of Nintendo and Sega games happening these days, it's Sonic versus Mario and everything that they do. He is like Mario's arch enemy, or Mario is Sonic's arch enemy, whatever. But, yeah, I care. I love the little blue fuzzball / hedgehog. He's not really spiky, is he?
Not so much anymore.
No, he's really fluffy. It's kind of weird. To kind of turn him into a domestic.
He's a little flaccid, is what you're saying?
Yeah, he's a little flaccid. He's a little limp. It's alright, though. It's cool. I'm not here to judge. He's got his little buddy Tails. Whatever. That's cool. I'm not here to judge. So, Mario's got Luigi. He's got Tails. Whatever. Yeah, I care. Alright. Sonic, you're alright in my book.
Oh, man. You guys are killing me. I don't care about Sonic anymore.
You're just a hater, that's why.
Maybe I am a hater.
That's because...
Basically, here's what's happening. Like, to me, Team Sonic, like, that whole definition of insanity of doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, that is Team Sonic. They just keep throwing the same crap at the wall. And they're like, I don't understand why it didn't stick for the 17th time.
I'm going to make sure that I get a picture of Brian's Nintendo tramp stamp next time I see him, and I'll make sure I post that on Facebook.
We'll make a fan page.
We'll make a fan page, absolutely. But, come on, man. You're a Nintendo fanboy.
I'm not a Nintendo fanboy. All I'm saying is
you bought a 3DS for like $300. That's all I'm saying.
It was $250, and I had a $50 gift card from Christmas.
Whatever.
Now you're just rationalizing it.
Yeah, now I am rationalizing.
You are really.
I am 100% rationalizing it.
That's your argument.
My argument was, I don't know what I was thinking.
I had a coupon.
There was a rebate. I didn't send it in, but I had it. I didn't have the UPC code. No, I don't know, man. I just can't get excited about Sonic anymore. I love the first one, but I just don't care.
All right, okay, I'll give you that.
Okay. All right, we're back to
It's Corey's turn.
Corey starts.
Sweet.
Care, don't care, the Amish.
That's deep, man. It's like rattling me to my soul at this point. The Amish, huh? Don't care. Don't care about the Amish. They're cool. They're good. They're all by themselves. They don't need power. They love to churn butter. They love to clip-clop all down, cobblestone streets, whatever, with their awesome hats and righteous beards. That's cool. So, let them just live their lives. I'm cool with them. Don't care. Let them do what they need to do. Done and done.
All right, David, Amish.
Amish? I care and I don't care about the Amish. I mean, let them do their own thing. I don't care whatever the hell they have, but I care that they're missing out in the whole world of video games. Because they're stuck back with, like, basic pinball machines that use only gravity. What the hell is that about? I want lights and sound. I don't want none of this, oh, look, I gotta stop the ball from falling. Oh, I failed. Or, like, ball in a cup. How fun is ball in a cup?
Come on, paddleball,
But not as much fun as playing, Modern Warfare 2 or my personal favorite, God of War, and slaughtering humanity,
Where are those YouTube videos?
You just can't get the same thing from, playing pinball.
Yeah.
Where are the YouTube videos of introducing an Amish boy into Modern Warfare 3? Where's that?
That'd be awesome. That'd be
Challenge
fantastic.
accepted.
I'm gonna go with Care just because they make fantastic furniture.
Oh, agreed.
Yeah.
And that's an important part of Americana. I'm just saying.
But they're missing out on some great things in life.
QED, I win. Done.
Wow.
All right, Dave, we're back to you. Care, don't care about how large your backlog is.
I do care about how large my backlog is. Granted, right now my backlog isn't that large, so I'm kind of happy about that. But when it starts to get up to be about 30, 40 games, then I start to really care, because I'm like, I'm missing out on everything, or I've only been able to play like an hour or two here and there. I want to know what the hell happened. It's like watching a good movie, getting to the cliffhanger, and then stopping.
Ooh.
Only to never come back.
Oh.
Or to come back, months later.
Corey?
I don't care about my backlog. I will buy games and just store them forever and just hold on to them. You know why? Because I'm going to get to play them eventually. But my theory is that if I ever get caught up on my backlog, think about it. You finally get caught up. You played everything in your backlog. You're up to the date. You got the current games coming out. You're then waiting. Honestly, then you're like, for instance, if I was completely caught
playing your old games.
But why when I could play them like they were brand new because they were in my backlog? It would be like my first time playing. I'd be good to go. See, because if you clear out your backlog, then I'd be waiting for Skyrim right now. I'd be sitting there twiddling my thumbs, patiently waiting for Skyrim. But because I have backlog,
Diablo
I have
3.
a whole library of games to choose from right now.
Torchlight, or I can name off a bunch of games you wouldn't be waiting for right now to get to Skyrim.
A few.
Or you could go out and find new games that you haven't even thought of playing yet or collected.
And then you go into a whole other world of video games, the games that you haven't even started, a whole new genre, and then you build a new backlog. It's a never-ending cycle.
Exactly.
You will always have a
backlog. I care just because, and Corey kind of helped me with this. I just wanted to see what it would be like if I went through and played every game that I have not started in my Steam library. I actually went, installed, and played all the games in my Steam library, and Corey kind of helped me with these, general times. So, like, for an indie game, play 10 hours. A action adventure game, 20 hours. An RPG, 40 hours. And a multiplayer game, 60 hours. I actually figured it out, and it comes, like, if I was playing 20 hours a week, it would take me 2 years to play all those games.
Jesus.
2 years. I'm not saying, I'm just saying.
Could you imagine what your backlog is going to be like after that?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's a good thing you don't play only 20 hours a week.
Well, I mean, well, I'm sure I play more than that, but I picked a round number because I'm lazy. But so yeah, 2 years. It would take me 2 years to go through my entire backlog. So yeah, I care. All right, last one, Corey. It's to you. Participating in a beta.
Oh, I care. Desperately, I care because I've been in numerous betas, and I'm actually just got invited to one now for Glitch, which is a little online game they just got going out, because I think that's where they're going to get a lot of the feedback. And if you open up a beta to enough players, you can solve a lot of your bugs beforehand and avoid a lot of potential issues come Daggerdale.
I was wondering.
So yeah, I firmly believe that I love betas. And you get people that go in there and they're like, the game is broken, the game is broken. I'm like, that's why you're in the beta. You need to give that feedback. You need to tell the developers. They're not going to be able to catch it. That's what they're relying on you for. So join betas. Get in as many betas as you can. Yes, it's only for a temporary amount of time. You may have to get on a certain schedule. But you know what? You're just helping the game community to develop a better game. If you don't do that, and the developers don't know it's broken, and then you get a crap game, you have no place to complain because at no point did you say, hey, I could have caught this beforehand. So beta, I do care. I think everybody should get in as many betas as they possibly can and give feedback. Don't play it just to play it to be like, I'm in and I'm playing because I'm the cool kid on the block because I'm in the beta. And that goes for like Diablo 3 and everything with Blizzard. Diablo 3 is about to go into beta here in the third quarter, and
Don't care.
Yeah, right.
Oh no, I don't. I've never played a Diablo game.
How do you live with yourself?
I play Torchlight. I'm good.
That's a subject for another day.
I think Corey's head just exploded all over the place.
I think I threw up a little in my mouth. Oh, okay. Back to the subject. But like Diablo 3 is probably one of the most anticipated games for everybody except for Nintendo Boy. And but Blizzard will open up the beta to enough users and make sure they have enough feedback that they can bring out a polished game. And I respect that. So yeah, and you really haven't played Diablo at all?
Never, not even once.
I'm mailing you my copy right now.
That's awesome. That's fantastic. All right, David, beta.
I used to care about betas, but unfortunately, the way it looks like now is everybody gets into the beta for the reason that Corey said not to. Just to be the cool kid on the block to say, I've played the game first. I remember back when City of Heroes, or City of Villains was coming out, and everybody was so excited to be in the beta for City of Villains because they pre-ordered and all that stuff. And they didn't inform everybody what the beta was just going to be a server stress test, and not actually catching glitches in the game, because they have their own department assigned to doing that, a department of professionals set aside to do that. So they just want to make sure that they'd be able to handle the load of players. I remember everybody complaining that the beta sucked because you couldn't do anything, because they were specifically testing their servers. And I hear about other betas now where all it is like, what was it, the Uncharted beta. All of the stats they kept saying about the Uncharted 3 beta was about how many people were on, how many games were played, and how many people were killed or whatever during the game or whatever. Nothing about people finding any glitches. I never heard a single person report they found a glitch, which, could be good and could be bad. They could have a multiplayer that had no glitches. Doubtful.
Doubtful.
Yeah, huge doubtful, yeah.
But the way I look at that is that just means everybody was just trying to play Uncharted before it came out. Yeah. I think most recently at Comic-Con, David Jaffe was talking about the Twisted Metal beta, and how he's not doing it, specifically because he has a team of professionals designed to catch all of the bugs and issues in his game. And if there happens to be one that pops up later on during multiplayer, there's this cool little ability called DLC, or updates, that they can do to any of these games now to fix said issue.
Not all those games have the team to do that, though. You end up with a lot of these companies, smaller companies.
But most large teams that do betas, most games that do betas, you generally come from a company that has a large team or a large budget to hire a team to do so.
I would argue that, because you have companies like Petroglyph that just did Rise of the Immortals beta,
I don't think we want to get into petroglyph and all that.
No, I'm just saying they're a smaller company.
He's not saying. He's just saying.
I'm just saying they're a smaller company based out of Las Vegas. And they did do a beta, which did not, from what I've understood, has not gone over as well as they would have liked. And hopefully, when Rise of the Immortals comes out in its full glory, everybody will be like, okay, it's cool, and the beta did benefit them. But they don't have that support team. There's just not enough people out there.
The thing is with betas nowadays, it's like the Gears of War 3 beta is probably going to be the best example. It's not people playing it to help the developers out and catch bugs.
Mm-mm.
You're going to have 98% of everybody going, I played Gears of War 3 early.
Yeah.
Or the multiplayer early. And you might have a few of those people that probably 1% of them are still going to be the game developers themselves going into the beta going, oh, we missed this issue. And you might have those other people who are just honestly out there to make a better game and treating it like a beta, but a huge majority of everybody in a beta is not in it to help out the developer. It's to play the game first, which is why I no longer care about it.
I'm kind of with David on this one. I just don't care. I kind of wish I did, but I really don't. Mainly because David's. Actually, I don't really even need to say anything. David pretty much hit everything. All my points is people don't care anymore. They just think it's cool, and for the most part, I'm not even sure. It's almost gotten to the point where they need to just take the word and get rid of it, and just say, "Hey, we're throwing out a multiplayer demo, so you guys can all get psyched about it before it goes live." Because really, I'm not even sure the developers necessarily look at it as some kind of really a good thing. They just, want to get people psyched up for, the future.
Yeah, it's all PR. I think out of all of the betas I've ever been in, I had one person respond to a message I sent that said, "Thank you for catching this issue," or
Wow.
"Yes, we knew about this issue. Thank you for reporting it." I think it's happened like once or twice out of all of the betas I've ever been in. I agree with you, though. It's a publicity stunt just to get people excited.
Yeah. All right, so that was your care, don't care. Getting into the main topics. David, you were at San Diego Comic-Con.
I was.
And you had some things you may want to talk about?
Yeah. Actually, quite actually a huge year for gaming, surprisingly. Like, for instance, one of the major things I noticed, I haven't noticed before in any other years, gaming companies taking over other booths. Like, for instance, the DC booth, even though they were announcing their 52 rehashed characters or whatever this year. Yeah, Batman Arkham City took up probably about 50% of their booth with playable kiosks and all that stuff. Not only that, it also took up, out of all the demo kiosks they had in the Warner Brothers booth, about half of those as well. So they're really pushing Arkham City. What else was it? Darksiders 2 took up, I can't remember, I think it was like Future.com or something like that. Some other company's booth had Darksiders 2 presented in there, not even THQ. Same thing with the Darkness. Darkness didn't have a 2K booth or anything like that. Took up some other company's booth that was just promoting the Darkness alongside it. So it's kind of interesting to see that they're actually trying to push gaming just as hard as they are the movies and TV shows that go along with all of these comic books and all these graphic novels and everything. On top of that, there was quite a few really interesting observations and events that happened while we were out there. Like, for instance, like I mentioned, I was playing Prototype 2 again, or Prototype 1 again. It all comes down to when we walked by the Activision booth. I will have to say I've never been more excited for swag outside of, those big foam fingers you get at hockey games? Well, they had big foam bladed arms that are like 4 feet long and all that stuff that you could put your hand in. And after watching them do the same demo I watched at E3 for Prototype 2, I brought that thing home and everyone's like, "Oh my god, what the hell is that?" And I was like, "Let me show you the game." And that's what got me excited back there. And then there was the other thing with Capcom. They were trying to push Azura's Wrath. And this is actually a very funny story. It actually blew the minds of Capcom. Was they had this little booth that you go into and scream, and for each day, whoever got the loudest scream, like there's supposed to be those angry screams, whoever got the loudest one, was allowed to go into the Capcom store that was there and pick out any prize they wanted. They have all the little statues and games and all that stuff. Well, come Saturday, I kept goading Chelsea to go down there and do it because she's, not only has the high-pitched scream, she's also a singer, so she can hit levels even higher. I keep telling her, you could do it. So finally she goes down there, and she scales off of their meter's ratings. Needless to say, she won. So we went back there where they're like, okay, which would you like? And they're like pointing at the statues, and like the $50 statues, copies of the game. And she looks over at the $200 tournament edition arcade controller for Street Fighter 4 and says, I want that. Motion says I could have anything in your booth here. So they actually had to walk back and ask if it was okay to give that away.
Nice.
And now that we have that here, I felt horrible just letting it sit there and collect dust. So I put back in Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter, which is where those came in. And then one of the other fun things I witnessed at Comic-Con was either the lack of parents caring about what their children are watching, listening to, and all that stuff, which not only included video games and TV shows, but it was just, I think some of the companies are just pushing to see how far they can go. Like, case in point was they were doing a demo, like it was a closed doors demo for Prototype 2. And they had the door and all that stuff that you had to, anybody could go in there, you just had to get in line. It wasn't like press only or anything. But they had the closed doors because Prototype 2 is a mature game. So, pretty much they had somebody there kind of carding people. He was just gauging what they thought people's ages were, just to make sure didn't have anybody under the age of 17 coming in and checking it out.
Right.
Well, when I went there to go see it, I'd say about, out of the 20 people that were in this room, 7 of them were over the age of 17. And I would down to the age of 5. Sitting here watching somebody rip people apart, and even the developer was like, this game is not intended for the young ones. You might skip this or whatever. And the same thing happened during the Twisted Metal thing, is right before they were about to show the new video clip or whatever, David Jaffe and Sony was like, okay, we see there's a lot of people under the age of 17 in here. Parents, we advise you to please leave the room. Yet nobody moved.
No.
But the best one came in to the South Park experience. They actually built South Park outside of Comic-Con.
Nice.
First day, they were actually strictly carding everybody. Until they found out, like after the first day, they had like 20 people show up the entire day because a lot of people couldn't get in. So finally, the second day, they allowed it open. That's when we went, and we found out why they were carding people. Is they had like, you could get pictures with like cartoon cutouts, get like your face painted and all that stuff. But they were also having South Park karaoke. And I'll tell you, there's nothing funnier than watching a 6-year-old sing Uncle Fucker on stage. And knew all the words. Or another, I think it was like a 10-year-old singing Gay Fish. So it's like, I don't know if these parents understand what they're doing or care. Personally, I mean, I wouldn't have taken Zoe, a 3-year-old who acts like she's 7, into any of these things. So I'm like, that's just a little too wrong. Especially watching these kids get up there and do all, watch people get ripped apart and, stabbing people in the eye and singing Uncle Fucker and Gay Fish and all that stuff. To me, that's just parenting.
Kyle's mom's a bitch. Did anyone do that?
Somebody did call. There was like 2 kids and their mom saying Kyle's mom's a bitch. It was actually
nice. That's classic.
Yeah.
You should have been like, that's classy.
Well, yeah, the funniest part was I kept asking, like I was hoping that the creators were there, because honestly, I just thought that was a huge joke, just to see if the reason they did it was to see if they could do it and get away with it. And I would think if that was what they were trying, they did so, because people were cheering every underage person on, and it's like,
oh my god.
Even with it comes out like the whole bill we just recently got, had the issues with the video games and violence and all that stuff.
Right. The
whole issue they were trying to push, everybody's actions at Comic-Con really made it seem like we probably should have helped push that along a little bit with a little bit of fine tuning in the writing, because it really there was a lot of parents there that honestly didn't care, yet they'd probably still be the parents that would go home and be like, why the hell are you saying fuck me, to everybody? or fuck.
Yeah.
Once again, pardon my language. We're gonna have to bleep that
I
out.
think we're okay.
Okay.
I mean, I think all three listeners, Shockman and Snappy and no, I think they're all of age.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want other people to know that. I'm sure they don't want other people to know that they listen to the show.
Yeah. So sorry about that, guys.
Yeah.
But it's just like it's good to see that everybody's trying to embrace gaming more, like these type of things. So it's not just you have PAX and E3 and all these things. Is that even in the mainstream, they're trying to broaden everything out to make games actually a full art form, which is kind of what Comic-Con is about. You're there to appreciate all the art from the comic books and the movies and TV shows and all that stuff, and music. There's a lot of musicians trying to push their music as well. Why not have games which now are declared art, or a form of art?
Yeah.
So, it makes perfect sense, but on the converse, I did see a lot of people kind of just hoping that these babysitters weren't going to be horrible enough that, the kids are going to go home with nightmares and want to stab them in the middle of the night.
Youch.
Pleasant dreams.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, and that's only like about half the populace. The other half of the populace was there just for eBay. So I am not kidding. There is no reason no grown man should need to walk out of a convention with 23-foot tall Sentinel dolls that are exclusive to Comic-Con.
Wow.
No reason for it. Unless he's tried to do like some crazy miniature reenactment of one of the X-Men cartoons.
Right.
And it's just like, I saw that a lot too, is there's a lot of people just going in there trying to swag free stuff or get the exclusive stuff, turn around and sell on eBay to the people who are the hardcore fans, and will drop $200 for something they could have bought for $20.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, just like our E3 lanyards.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
That's crazy.
Speaking of the E3 lanyard, that's actually kind of funny, is I went over to the Inversion thing, just to ask them if anybody had been able to do what I did at E3.
Yeah.
Bullshitting with the guy, and he's like, no, I didn't. He's like, I only heard of one person ever doing that, and they did it at E3 or whatever, but I haven't seen anybody here at the convention here beat the inversion demo without firing a gun or anything like that. So I just went over to him. I was like, well, actually, that was me that did it at E3. I was just kind of curious if my record still stands. Turns out he's the lead designer on the game.
Nice.
Like, he was like overly joyed to hear, all this stuff, and like I, pretty much bullshitted with him for a while about it all. So,
nice.
And yeah, they had like 10 of those lanyards they were giving out as prizes, and it's a small piece of fabric that has a bunch of classic Namco characters on it.
Yeah.
That sells on eBay for like $80.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Not that I'm selling mine, because I earned it. It's a
But if you have a good offer, I'm listening.
If somebody wants to throw out $160, that might, wet my whistle there.
Yeah, $169.99 plus tax for the new 3DS when it drops on August 12th. All right, so moving along. Corey, did you have anything you wanted to? I didn't.
No, that's cool. Y'all just talk around me. That's cool. It's all right. I'll just sit back here and listen since I didn't get to go to Comic-Con.
I was surprised that you were here. So it's
y'all
fine.
started talking about Comic-Con, so I got up and went to the bathroom, went and got a drink, came back, kind of kicking it, played some video games.
I wasn't at Comic-Con
Yeah,
either.
we missed you there. We missed both you guys there.
Yeah, it would have been epic if I was there. No, I mean
it's gonna be even better because there's a fan page for my crotch.
No, I mean, there wasn't really anything that I was really impressed about from Comic-Con, actually. There was nothing, not a single video game announcement that I was excited about. Not a single one. So,
Not
it
even
was
the
just...
Freddy Krueger DLC for Mortal Kombat?
Yeah, no, not at all. I was just like, hey, that's clever. I mean, good marketing. Bring on Freddy Krueger, rah. Yeah, no, there really wasn't... I mean, we got a Halo Combat Evolved anniversary. I'm like, oh yeah, we heard about that back at E3, Really, there was nothing. Even BioWare was kind of lackluster. I was really hoping for more with Star Wars The Old Republic, like a release date, but that didn't happen. But yay for
pre-order now, though.
The multiplayer PvP stuff.
Yes, I mean, there really wasn't anything that came out of Comic-Con that I was genuinely excited about, unfortunately, this year. It's it.
No. All right, so moving on to our last. Guess I'm talking. I should be typing.
No, you just keep responding. That's cool, dude.
Yeah, so our last topic, I'm just going to go ahead and set it up. And I just in the email when I originally sent kind of what our topics were going to be for tonight, I was talking about portable gaming versus mobile gaming. Now, for some reason, and I'm not really sure, but okay, well, David, I know you're going to be taking off, so go ahead and say your goodbyes right now, and Corey and I will
catch everybody later. Sorry, I got to take off early. I had something else that popped up near the end here, but feel free to follow me on Twitter, The Real Hades, pwn.com, everything. Look for my new Hades Crotch fan page. Like it, love it, post comments and all that stuff. I'm a big fan of it, so with that, I'll let you guys continue on, and I will talk to you guys later.
Later, David. All right, Corey, so this whole thing with the whole 3DS price drop thing has got me thinking, and I'm noticing that it seems now that gaming on your phone is more acceptable than portable gaming. So gaming on a PSP or a 3DS or, for some reason, and I'm not entirely certain about this, but it just seems to me that, you still see, kids walking around or teenagers or whatever with their 3DS or their, DS or PSP or whatever, but, an adult, you're not going to really see them doing that. You're going to see them maybe gaming on their phone or doing something else, and why portable gaming is still separated from mobile gaming in this whole phone versus 3DS, and the handheld device. So I have kind of an idea in my head as to what that is, but I want you to hear your thoughts on it first.
Well, I think that mobile gaming on your mobile phone is just socially acceptable. I mean, because you have a device as an adult that you're already using for whatever, text messages, phone calls. It just seems normal to have a game on it. I mean, we've always had some game on somebody's phone, either it was Tetris or Brick Breaker or something. I mean, back in the BlackBerry Palm days, there's always something. So I think that's always been a social norm with cell phones and smartphones, and you're more of a mature aspect of sitting in a meeting and you're waiting and everybody leaves for you to flip your phone over and play a couple game of Angry Birds, which probably everybody in the office is doing, or for continuity too, which is my new addiction. But you're playing a mobile game for a couple minutes and then you can set it down, whereas you're in a business conference, someone steps out for a second, you're like, hold on a second, let me whip out my 3DS, turn it on, boot it up, make sure I got the right cartridge in, load my game, play my game, blah, 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 blah. It's not as instantaneous. So, they're like, can we continue the meeting? You're like, hold on, let me save one more time. One more save, and then you turn the machine off. So, it's just, I mean, even the look and the design and the feel of portable gaming it's aimed for kids, and it's meant for a toy to give your kid in the back seat for long road trips. It's not meant for an adult to carry around with him on a regular basis to work. Whereas your phone is just now an outlet to get your game fix on, but at the same time, you don't have to carry around a DS or a PlayStation Vita or whatever. It's just more socially acceptable, and has been for, I think, quite a while now.
Just to kind of expound on what you're saying, because I have a very, very similar thought process for this. And the reason why it's socially acceptable is because the phone is even though I would say, especially in the last week, I have spent the amount of time, percentage-wise, that I've been gaming on my phone versus talking on it or texting on it or looking up information on the web, would probably be gaming 85%, everything else 15%. Right. Right now, it is the primary thing that I am gaming on, but it is socially acceptable for me to do that rather than pull up my 3DS because it's still considered, quote-unquote, a phone. Like, that's what it's for. It's, it has a function, it's a phone, even though right now it is my primary gaming device. And I think that is the big reason why 3DS and PS Vita are so hard on pushing for, it has internet connectivity, you can watch Netflix on it. They want to turn the device into being simply a gaming unit to something that you must carry around with you.
Right. And that's the thing, is that your phone is with you, regardless. And that's just the social norm. You have to have a cell phone with you. So why not put games on it? I'm waiting for Nintendo and everybody to realize that jump. Look at the Xperia Play, thinking that you're going to get more players and more buyers of the Xperia Play because, hey, I can play a PlayStation game on it, but it's still a phone. It's right. They're trying to make sure that it's something that's on you all the time.
And that's one thing that I think, honestly, I think that Sony is going to miss out on if they do not go, if the PS Vita 3G, they're almost, like, I understand that they don't want to necessarily market as a phone, but it should have some kind of phone functionality. Like, that I'm going to be able to connect a Bluetooth to it because I can connect my Bluetooth automatically to my PS3. So there's no reason, and I think a lot of this probably has to do with the fact there's no SIM card, or if there is, there might be one because it is got to be on the AT&T network, so it probably has to have a SIM card, right? So you would think that they'd be able to have a number that was connected to that SIM card that you could connect your, Bluetooth headset and talk on the phone. Right. Just because I can't hold it up to my ears just does not mean that it can't be a phone.
Right, exactly.
So, I just don't know if it's because even I get weird looks sometimes. Like if I'm on a plane and I pull out my 3DS, I'll get a couple of weird looks. Like why do you have that?
Yeah, exactly. Because you're this adult sitting on a plane playing your 3DS. And I think it also, I hate to say it, it's also marketing and sales. Your games on your phone are what? 99 cents, Amazon free app of the week. You're going to download it. You're going to have it free or $1 versus a $20 game on your 3DS or whatever, PSP. It's just readily accessible. Whereas having a 3DS or a PSP, you got to go to a store, you got to try and download it from the PSN network, you got to make sure you're online. There's all these stipulations and limitations, but you don't have that when you have a mobile phone. So it's just easy access to gaming. That's what it is, and that's why I think the mobile market is taking over a lot of that right
now. Yeah, I guess it just kind of blows my mind as to how we're not. Well, maybe advancing is not the right word, but you know what I'm saying. Like we're just not moving forward.
Exactly, we're not. The phone needs to evolve a little bit more. Or mobile gaming, or portable gaming needs to evolve. One of them there has to be a device that's going to be a happy medium eventually.
Yeah. You would think so, because I've really gotten to the point where my phone syncs with my Google stuff, so I have my Google Plus on it, I have my calendar, I have a lot of pieces to it, and so my life has kind of gotten to be on this phone. I would love to be able to, have that, but at the same time also be able to make, be able to have a PS Vita and have that be my phone and primary gaming device.
Definitely. And that may happen soon, but for right now, it's not there. But yeah, I think the mobile market's going to overtake portable gaming. Just because everybody's going to have it. I mean, you see 13-year-olds running around with iPhones nowadays because their parents bought them one. I mean, you can get a 3GS for like $50 now. So if your
Yeah.
option is to get a phone, so you have a multifunction device for $50 and a 2-year contract, or almost $300 for a portable gaming device, which one are you going to go with? It's price point, man.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And you already brought up the part where, PS Vita and 3DS games are $40, and I bought Grand Prix Story when it was brand new. That was $5.
Yeah, exactly.
Really broke the bank.
Yeah, it's just, and that's where it's at. I mean, you have these kids. A kid can download an iTunes game with an iTunes card for fairly cheap, or go on the Android market and download free games out of his eyes every day. And it's that, or have a PSP. Really? Which one are you going to carry? You're not carrying your PSP in your pocket unless you got a pair of cargo pants. Whereas my phone's going to fit in every pocket I humanly have.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, absolutely. I have been, there was a time where I was trying to take my 3DS with me, taking it around, especially if I have my cargo shorts on, I'll just put it on the, street pass and I'll throw it in the other pocket and walk around with it. I was carrying my book bag, my book bag. I've been out of school for over 10 years, still calling it a book bag. My backpack, my Swiss Army backpack that I carry around me for for E3 and stuff. So I had it in there, but then I remembered I left my computer at work, so I left the bag at work. Nice. Then my 3DS was at work. I should have thought that one through.
It's just one more thing to carry. Whereas you just had a phone, you'd have it all right there in front of you. Now, I don't think that we're ready. Obviously, iPhone and Android, we're still waiting for the awesome 3D games. We've got emulators and everything that we can play these games on, but I don't think that we're at the caliber of the 3DS or the PSP Vita. And I think that portable gaming is always going to have that upper hand because they are built for that hardware. And phones are getting there, but we're not there yet. I mean, the Unreal Engine runs on iPhone, so it's a possibility. We just need to see if developers are going to go that route and what they're going to start costing players to play games like that.
Yeah. So I don't know what the deep down I don't know what the answer is. Right now I just don't. As far as making it more socially acceptable,
right? And I don't think that we'll ever get to a point that the 3DS and the PSP are going to be socially acceptable, and that's going to be a kicker. But
interesting.
I really don't. I just don't ever see a point that adults will be able to carry around a 3DS or a PSP and not get weird looks.
Yeah. Wow, that's a good point. I guess I didn't really think about it that way. That it may never
be that way. It may always be that people are going to look at you and be like, "Why is that guy playing a kid's game?" So shame, really.
Which is funny because what I've been playing is I've been playing Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy 3. Real kids games.
Exactly. All that text-based flying out there, storyline, hours invested. Yeah, and it's just gonna be. We're not at that point yet. We're not at that point, and like I said, I don't think we'll ever get to that point. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
C'est
la vie. So that is the end of episode 83. I'm guessing unless you had something, you have anything else that you wanted to...
No, I think that's pretty much, I think we got it all covered, man, for this time.
All right. So we're getting towards the hour and a half mark. So I think it's about good. I think it's a good time to wrap this up. Make sure you guys check out the show notes so that you can find Hades Crotch. And you can catch Corey on Twitter and Facebook and all those places at Mythic Griffin.
Just Google Mythic Griffin. I just come up. I'll just splash your page. I'll be all over it. Just Mythic Griffin. Google it. You'll find me on every single social network you can possibly imagine.
Yeah. I'm really glad you're not single because that everything you just said there just sounded really wrong.
I'm glad I'm not single.
All right. Yeah. You can catch me on all the places as Quiglin, Quiglin. I'm I'm making a solemn promise, even though I wasn't a Boy Scout or a whatever Scout's honor. I try to do this a little more regularly. So if you have anything for the show, it's bbentley@AggroGamer.com. So listen to us and like us on all the giant all the social sites
Facebook,
and whatever, what have you.
Twitter, Google Plus, whatever. Find us.
Yeah. Plus one us on Google Plus.
That's the new thing. Plus one us.
Yeah. Plus us. Anyway, plus us. All right. Thanks a lot, Corey, for being on. We will catch you next time.
Bye.
Peace.